All right, so today we're going to demonstrate active range of motion for the shoulder and slightly mid-back areas. So we have Rachel here with us, and she's going to be demonstrating the first thing for the shoulder. So this is similar to what we do for the neck active range of motion as well. So Rachel, we're gonna have you put your arms out, and we're gonna squeeze the shoulder blades together. And when we get here, I want you to rotate your arm back. Good, and you're gonna come back down and forward. So I want you to do this like 5 more times. In here, what we're looking for is first, squeeze the shoulder blades together without shrugging, and then when you're all the way squeezed, reaching back and rotating the shoulder blade. Now, if you have issues or discomfort, you don't have to go as far back, but we're looking for rotation in the shoulder capsule, so you're opening up the shoulder. These should be done at least 10 times, 3 sets of 10 repetitions. Take your time with these because the goal of this is to really get the range of motion in the shoulder. The second thing we're going to do is called a corner push-up. You can also utilize the door, but we have our corner here, so we're going to use that. You're going to face the corner. We always want the angle here to be 90. If your shoulders are hurting, you can bring your elbows down a little bit. So if your elbow is below your shoulder, you will have less pressure. But since Rachel does not have shoulder issues, we're going to go a perfect 90 degree here. Feet together, and you're a little bit away from the corner. We're going to look up, and the goal is to take a deep breath in, and you're going to breathe out and reach in. So, and come on back. You're going to hold it for about a second. The goal here is to make sure you're taking a deep breath in, breathing out, reaching in. You're stretching the pec muscles, really kind of making sure that we're taking the pressure off the pecs because we're rounded all day, and squeezing the back. Now, one more time when we're going in, making sure the head stays up. The further up you can look, the more stretch you will feel in all this area. If this is too uncomfortable for you, you can obviously step closer to the wall. We're going to have Rachel do that. So we'll imagine she has shoulder issues, elbows down. So now we will have less pressure on the shoulder, and let's have you reach in. So it's all up to you. If you want to feel a better stretch, you can step away and get a deeper stretch in. The one thing we don't want to see here is when you're reaching in, your stomach really goes forward and you are creating that arch. We don't want you to do that. Keep everything nice and straight. The goal is to get the stretch in the pecs. Great. The next one we're going to do is circles. So I'm going to have you against the wall. We're going to have the palms up. So you want to keep the palms as close to the body as possible, and keeping in this place, elbow straight. Let's have you go up, and you're going to touch. There we go. And bring your hands back down. So the goal here is, again, we're trying to do the range of motion for the shoulders, and making sure that the reason we're against the wall is so she is not bending forward, she's not leaning backwards. We're getting the range of motion truly into the shoulder area. There's multiple variations of this. You can have, you step away, and you're gonna face this direction. So if you have shoulder issues and you really need some extra support, this can be done by doing walks. So you can come up from here, the same place, starting point, get up here, and then you can walk your arm up the up the wall, and then step closer. So that's for if you really have some shoulder issues. The last one we're going to do is circles. So Rachel, I'm going to have you stick your arms out, and we're going to do circles forward and backwards. We always start with smaller circles. We want to make sure that it's not too uncomfortable, and then we can do larger circles as we progress. The key thing here is your hands, especially the one circles we're doing backwards. We want to make sure your hand comes behind your shoulder. So we don't want the hands out here and you're doing your circles. We really want to make sure we're coming all the way back, making sure we're stretching that joint capsule. The other variation to this is, Rachel, you can relax, is let's say you have shoulder impingement or frozen shoulder. We can hold weights, or we can do it without weights, and bring in a bench, a table, anything to support. So Rachel, I'm going to have you put this hand on the bench. We'll let this one hang all the way. And then we're gonna do circles clockwise, so nice and small. Obviously with the weight, it's gonna pull the joint more and it's gonna allow us to get that stretch. So we're gonna do circles clockwise and counterclockwise. These circles should be done 30 seconds, and it's up to you how big the circle is for you. You can come on up. So we can do the circles 30 seconds, 3 times, should be a good starting point for these. And that sums up all 4 ranges of motion for your shoulders.